Buenos dias! In this video, we'll talk about the alphabet in Spanish. I will say the name of each letter of the alphabet, followed by a word that uses that letter so that you can hear how it sounds in the word. The good thing about letters in Spanish is that most letters have only one sound. In English, we have a lot of letters that have several different sounds. For example, in English, A can have an A sound in the word cat, but an A sound in the word cake, an A sound in the word father, and so on. In Spanish, it's always A. A is the only sound the letter A makes. And for most letters, that's true. There's only one sound. And once you learn that one, you'll know how to pronounce any word that has that letter. There's a few letters that have more than one sound, and as we get to those, we'll talk about them. A. A. Avión. B. B. Bebé. C. C. Cesta. This is one of the words that has more than one sound for the letter. So the letter C can sound like an S or it can sound like a K. The letter C sounds like an S when it's followed by an E, like in the word cesta, or when it's followed by an I. It sounds like a K when it's followed by an A, an O, or a U. So in the chart on the right side of the screen there, we have the 5 possibilities. Ga, se, si, go, gu. And those are the sounds that the letter C will make. De. De. Dedo. The letter D in Spanish is softer than the letter D in English. In the word dedo, if you listen to the last syllable, it sounds almost like it's a TH sound. Dedo. E. E. Elefante. Again, in English, the letter E has several different sounds. It can sound like E, it can sound like E, it can be silent at the end of a word. In Spanish, it always makes an E sound. It's never silent and it never sounds like E. Elefante. F. F. Foto. G. G. Gemelas. This sound in Spanish is similar to an H in English. It's a little farther back in your throat. It's a G sound. And the letter G is another one of those letters that can have different sounds in different words. It sounds like an H, G, when it's followed by an E, like in the word gemelas, or when it's followed by an I. It makes a G sound when it's followed by an A, an O, or a U. So in our chart at the top right, that's ga, he, he, go, gu. And those are the 5 possibilities for the letter G. It never makes a J sound like it sometimes does in English. H. H. Hamaca. The letter H in Spanish is always silent. It never has a sound. Hamaca. E. E. Iglesia. Letter I always makes an E sound. J. J. Jabón. The letter J is pronounced again like an H, and again it's a little farther back in your throat. It's a J sound. Jabón. Ka. Ka. Kilo. L. L. Lago. M. M. Mono. N. N. Nariz. Ñ. Ñ. Ñame. O. Oso. Oso. P. pelo, pelo. Q, Q, queso. Letter Q doesn't make a qu sound. It sounds the same as a K. Queso. R, R, rana. The beginning of a word, the letter R is a rolled R, rana. When it's in the middle of a word, like in the word nariz, it has a tiny bit of a trill, but it's not rolled the same as it is at the beginning of a word. Rana, nariz. S, S, sala. T, T, T. U, U, uva. V, V, vaca. The letter V can be called either V or uve. Some people say V, other people say uve. It's also pronounced very close to the letter B. It doesn't have the same V sound that it has in English. So the word for cow is vaca. Doble V or doble V, Washington. The letter W doesn't occur in native Spanish words. It's only used in words that come from other languages. So our example here is Washington, because the name of the city or state, Washington, is the same in English and Spanish, and it's spelled with a W. But a word in Spanish that comes from the Spanish language will not have a W in it. X, X, examen. This is another letter that can have more than one sound. Sometimes it's X, like in English, like examen. In some words, like the word Mexico, it sounds like an H, Mexico. There isn't a neat little chart that I can give you that tells you when it's pronounced which way for this one. This is something you'll just need to learn for the words that you learn. Examen, Mexico. Y, Y, yeso. Zeta, Zeta, zapatos. That's the end of the alphabet, but now we're going to look at some pairs of letters that have specific sounds. The first one is che, che, chicle. Just like in English, when CH are together, they're pronounced ch. And so we have a word like chicle. In some older dictionaries, this is listed as if it were a separate letter, and so it comes after all the other C's. In more recent dictionaries, it's organized the same way it would be in English, with CH coming in the middle of the C's. Ella, lluvia. When two L's are together, they don't sound like an L, they sound like a Y. Lluvia. Doble R, guitarra. When two R's are written together, it's a rolled R, guitarra. And at the beginning of a word, that same sound will be spelled with one R, like in the word rana. So the R is always rolled if it's written at the beginning of a word, or if it's in the middle of a word and spelled with two R's. When it's spelled with one R, like in the word nariz, it's not rolled as much. So we have guitarra with two R's and nariz with one R. Let's take another look at the 5 vowels. Again, they just each have one sound. In English, we can have a for A. We can have E and E for the letter E. We can have I or I for the letter I, and so on. In Spanish, there's 5 vowels and 5 vowel sounds. So we have avión. Avión. Elefante. Elefante. Iglesia. Iglesia. O, oso. O, oso. U, uva. U, uva. And those are the 5 vowels in Spanish. A, E, I, O, U. This is the end of our alphabet lesson. You can go back and review it to help you learn the different sounds, because once you learn these sounds, you'll know how to pronounce words in Spanish very consistently and be able to tell from looking at a new word how you're going to pronounce it. Hasta luego.